Have you ever wondered how our sense of self changes depending on where we are or with whom, whether we are hanging out with friends or at work? The way we see ourselves might shift. And that's because of our culture. Culture plays a huge role in shaping our self-concept. Hi, my name is Aisha and I am a psychology student, and here we break down the science of the mind in ways that are easy to understand, one cup of coffee at a time. So let's dive into by far my favorite subject, cultures, and how cultures influence our sense of self. So psychologists explain the self-concept as the thoughts and the beliefs we hold about who we are. But here is the thing, this concept is shaped by our culture. And two of the biggest cultural frameworks that define us are individualistic and collectivistic. So in individualistic culture, like US and many Western countries, people define themselves independently, focusing on their personal achievement, unique qualities, and their individual rights. So the self here is seen as independent from others, so standing out and being different is often encouraged. For example, a person might say, I am confident or I am creative. And then in contrast, collectivistic culture, like those in the Middle East or East Asia countries, emphasize interdependence. So here the self is seen as closely tied to the group, whether that group is the family, the community, or the society. So people define themselves in terms of their relationships and responsibilities. So someone might say, I am a good daughter, or I am part of the group, reflecting their role in the group dynamic. But culture isn't just about geography. Each of us contain both personal and collectivistic aspects of the self. What comes to mind depends on the situation that we are in. So for example, at work, we might focus on individual accomplishment, but then when we are at a family gathering, our role as parent or our role as sibling becomes more prominent. So now let's talk about the 4 I's of culture, because when we speak about culture, we are actually talking about something completely made up out of those 4 I's, which is ideas, institutions, interactions, and individuals. So for example, we have the ideas, and those are the beliefs and values that shape how we see the world. And then we have institutions that are those structures that support those ideas, like schools, governments, and religions. And then we have the interactions that are, those are the day-to-day conversations and relationships we have. And then the individuals, that's us, the people who bring these cultural aspects to life. So the self is not just shaped in a vacuum, it's influenced by all these cultural factors. Now, let's explore a fascinating concept from East Asian cultures called dialecticism, which is a way of thinking that accepts contradictions. In these cultures, it's normal to think that opposite traits, like being both strong and weak, or both a friend and enemy, can coexist within a single person. In contrast, Western countries tend to rely more on logical thinking, where opposites are seen as mutually exclusive. So if one side is right, then the other side must be wrong. This difference in thinking shapes not only how we see ourselves, but also how we navigate through relationships and life choices. It's also important to note that even within cultures, individuals can differ. For example, in Western societies, people with more income, higher education, higher status have more opportunities to exhibit individualism. They have the resources and the freedom to pursue their personal goals. But those within the same society, but with less income, lower education and lower status, are often more constrained and might rely on others, which emphasize fitting in and the interdependence. This brings us back to the idea that our self-concept is shaped by both individual and collective aspect of who we are. So next time you think about who you are, remember that your sense of self isn't just about you. It's shaped by your culture, your environment, and even the people around you. And if you find yourself balancing between feeling independent and interdependent, that's because both are part of the human experience. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button for more. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to sip your coffee. Have a good day.